Yes? What? You got luck. Let's go. Powering weapon. Powering weapon. Acknowledgement.
Sure. ask of him, Master. Protocol. This will be a... Translation. Translation. Query. Protocol. Translation. Translation. You have been told that to be considered worthy of... Translation. He says the discussion is closed. Translation. Translation. He is stupefied, Master. He never thought you could return with such an item. Such a thing has not been done in many years. Translation. He will allow you to meet the storyteller, but also gives a warning. If you dare to repeat the histories incorrectly, you will be killed. Translation. The storyteller will be summoned to one of the rooms here in the Enclave. He seems to think this is a great honor for you, Master. Translation. Translation. He says that the fact that you have to ask this... Translation. His people believe they are part of the land, living with it. You... Translation. That act of removal makes you an outsider, separate from all that is important. You could never... Translation. Translate. Translation. He identifies himself as the storyteller. Translation. Translation. There is only one accepted history, passed orally to each successive generation. Translation. A book or datapad can be taken away, cheapening the value of what it contains. Translation. Translation. You may choose to hear the history, or you may... Translation. The only exception is in continuing the tales once they have begun. If you leave, when you return, he will continue from where he left off. Translation. Translation. It begins with the ancient times. They were not sand people, for there was no sand. The land was green with life, and they walked without wrappings. Translation. Though the land was beautiful, they lived apart from the land. They built their walls high and saw beyond the horizon. They dared to reach the stars. Translation. There are no words for how long ago this was. It was before the outsiders, before the abduction, before the cities fell, before the builders. Translation. Translation. His arrogant people touched the stars, and this sin drew the attention of the builders. The builders did not touch the stars, they lashed them to millstones. Translation. Great demons of metal stripped the world of its riches, until all that was left was the green of the ground. The great cities were lifted away. Translation. Those that had used the wealth were taken along with it. Transgressors abducted to serve past the sky, seeding the stars with penitent, adaptable slaves. Translation. Translation. There came a time when the builders were also judged for their crimes. After generations, a plague weakened them, and the time of the Great War began. Translation. The builders faltered, and his people realized why they had been punished, so that they understood the crime, and would now strike down the greater offender. Translation. They worked chaos in the machines, so they destroyed themselves. The builders fought back, laying waste to the green that had been misused with fire from above. Translation. Soil became glass, grinding to sand, but the fight was long planned, and his people were safe. Deep in cave homes carved from valley wall, they were free. Translation. Editing, if I may, Master. This section of his tale details several millennia of the Long Walk, their nomadic wanderings as they accept their identity in a desert world. Rather than strain my circuits on his dialect, might we just assume there was much fighting over who has the biggest bantha and move on to more recent things? Resignation. Very well, Master. Translation. The tribes spread far, distant from each other, but all the sand people and all cherished the land that remained. The sand would not be misused. Translation. Then machines fell from the stars again, outsiders like you that brazenly walked apart from the land. And greater still was the insult to come. Translation. These outsiders reminded them of their past transgressions, of the time when they too walked apart from land. The outsiders, your kind, looked like their ancient abducted. Translation. So it is to the current sons, that the Sand people hate all outsiders and give them no footing. You come again, time after time, adaptable slaves to the machine. Editing. The last 1,000 years are full of conflicts with different groups of attempted planetary settlers, all of whom are poorly described, long dead, and likely untraceable. I believe I have truncated it down to the usable bits in what was already said. I hope it is enough, Master. Cautionary. I should warn you, Master, that any questioning of their interpretation... Clarification. They may consider this to be speaking the words in obedient. I will ask what... Translation. Translation. The tribes spread far, distant from each other, but all as sand people and all cherished the land that remained. The sand would not be misused. Translation. Then machines fell from the stars again, outsiders like you that brazenly walked apart from the land. And greater still was the insult to come. Translation. These outsiders reminded them of their past transgression, of the time when they too walked apart from land. The outsiders, your kind, looked like their ancient abductor. Translation. So it is to the current sons that the Sand People hate all outsiders and give them no footing. You come again, time after time, adaptable slaves to the machine. Editing. The last 1,000 years are full of conflicts with different groups of attempted planetary settlers, all of whom are poorly described, long dead, and likely untraceable. I believe I have truncated it down to the usable bits in what was already said. I hope it is enough, Master. Translation. He says that you dare not question the accuracy. Translation. In fact, they aren't allowed to speak the stories aloud. Criticism. It seems inefficient to me, Master. A score of apprentice storytellers would be... Translation. Translation. Apprentices are trained from birth. Very few speak the words in... Translation. Any tribe that loses its storyteller is out. Translation. Acknowledgement.
What?
There.
Genchopa chawi tikchok twis yun kun. Watuyama kama wona henak nek. Bugra shak kunti chiwa mchawa. Dong abuk shami nonok.
I'm Bastila, yes. I take it that you know my mother.
Bona na kachu. Kicha badwang. Wanga kum kiba bu mulera. Kakin chak nawagawa bakon. Donk kiba nukunek. Tonga buk sha nak nong.
Is there something I can do for you, miss? As you can see, we're in quite a hurry.
Kakin cha na kwat na bon kon. Wana kumbes. Chi pala mulek. Tonki pa na nonek. Tu nikton chun ke nemolek rabest. Uf mala ni bokurk.
My mother's condition.
Ti umpa do punta krita. Ak ti konto ona chaba chisa wanki. Ti toki grantu kon chi chan kun green kanchan tu pro. Bok wala no bok cha. Nichi konchuva kin lorta ikakun.
I've not seen my mother since I joined the Order. Do you know what's happened? Did she say anything about my father?
Genchopa chawi tikchok twis yun kun. Watuyama kama wona henak nek. Bugra shak kunti chiwa mchawa. Dong abuk shami nonok.
I see. Where did you meet her? Do you remember?
Chika don mulaka watayuma ka wamahona nek. Ashantitun unumani patoka. Wana kuna best chinga pala multonki.
Part of me would rather not see her at all. But if she is really sick, well, we shall see.
SCP-47 is ready to serve, Master. Statement. I have little knowledge of that to impart, Master.
Yeah, what do you want? So deal with it. Why are you asking me about it?
Incoming fighters!
Yes?
Achua Penki, Yun Patisa, Tijuki Mulira Kun. Achua Penki, Yun Patisa. Chiwi Aita Ka Chong Chicha, Agi Inko Tune, Jiska Dosoki, Kopa Bono Nakachu, Labora na Winki Smack Toma, Tong Hit Wama Agi Inko Tune, Portong Hit. Tong Hit Wama Agi Inko Tune, Portong Hit Wama Ji Agi Inko, Chachiska, Jiska Dosoki, Kopa Bono Nakachu, Labora na Winki Smack Toma, Chiwi Aita Ka Chong Chicha. Ichuta! Topa na Ota Vokasa, Pampaki, Achua Penki, Yun Patisa. Chiwa Aita Kang Ki Chiyok. Kakin Cha Nawabagaon, Pichage Borang Turang. Tong Hitwama Aki Inko Tune. Portong Hiwama Ji Aki Inko, Jiska Dosoki, Kopa Bono Nakachu, Labora na Winki Smack Toma, Kuyami Jusku. Tong Hitwama Aki Inko Tune, Portong Hiwama Ji Aki Inko Tun, Tong Jiska Dosoki, Kopa Bono Nakachu, Labora na Winki Smack Toma, Kuyami Chiwa Aita Kang Kicha na Jupornibo. Kun Tong Hitwama Aki Inko Tune, Potong Hitwama Ji Aki Inko Tun. Jiska Dosoki, Kopa Bono Nakachu, Labora na Winki Smack Toma, Kuya Chiwa Aita Kang Kicha na Jupornibo. Ki Mulira Kun Chiwa Aita Kang Kicha na Jupornibo. Jiska Dosoki, Kopa Bono Nakachu, Labora na Winki Smack Toma, Tong Hitwama Aki Inko Tune, Portong Hitwama Ji Aki Inko Tun, Tong Pan Chiwi Aita Ka Chong Chicha. Achua Penki, Yun Patisa. Tong Hitwama Aki Inko Tune, Portong Hitwama Ji Aki Inko Tun, Tong Panokun, Nonek, Chiwi Aita Ka Chong Chicha, Ki Mulira Kun Kin, Kinba no Kun Nik Dorcha, Chiwi Aita Ka Chong Chicha, Agi Inko Tune, Chuna Mulira, Tong Hitwama Ji Kona, Tong Kitpa no Kunek Abog, Chiwa Aita Kang Kicha na Jupornibo. Kun Mulira Slimo Poiwanga, Tong Hitwama Ji Human Ki Mulira. Tong Hitwama Aki Inko Tune, Portong Hitwama Ji Aki Inko Tun, Tong Panokun, Nonek, ชีวิตไอตากาชองจิจากีมูลิราคุณคิงคิงบานกคนนิกโดจาอาจัวเป็นกียุนปฏิสาที่จูบจิโคกานากาคิงบุมวามูลิราดวานาคิงบานิกจาโลราคุณจิสกาโดโซกิโคปาโปโนนาคาจูlabora na winki smack toma kuyami jusku chitanai uchua penki topa na ota vokasa yubapato kanchi yatuka ulan ki mulira kun king tong hitwama ag inko tune
Incoming fire!
Ujua Penki, Tony Kakin Cha Nawabagaon, Bagwa Shan Kontimachit. Smilia!
Yes?
Business is up a little, so leave me to my work.
La boda ni winki smack toma. Wana kun ves jingpa ma rulira. Tok jingbang non kek. Kuya bi just kuna jitanai. Ina kun ba ma rulira rachikun. Slimo patona.
Mother was supposed to be here somewhere. Ask if they've seen her.
La boda ni winki smack toma. Wana kun ves jingpa ma rulira. Tok jingbang non kek. Tok ninja mulira rabes. Kuya bi just kuna jitanai. Ina kun ba ma rulira rachikun. Slimo patona.
We should try to find her. I doubt she wants to be kept waiting.
Yatoka ulwan kinkuna ba murira rachikun. Mucha shakpanpa.
There? I'm sorry, do I know you?
I'm here, Mother. But don't you recognize me?
What do you expect when I haven't so much as had a picture of you since you left? Do you know how long I've been trying to find you?
You knew as well as I communication would be impossible once I joined the Order. Now what is this about? Where is Father?
Then you haven't heard. I should have known.
Has something happened to him? Are you going to tell me or not?
Your father is dead, Bastila. That is part of the reason why I was looking for you.
Dead? What happened? What did you do to him?
Isn't this a lovely reunion? Already she's flinging insults at me. Tell me, you're one of her friends. Do you treat your mother this way? Is that so? Well, I'll be joining her soon enough, I suppose.
I was told you were sick. Are you actually dying, or is this merely melodrama for my benefit?
Such sweet things, you say. Perhaps I should tell you everything first before we start arguing again.
You could start by telling me what you got Father into that killed him.
I hadn't realized Jedi was so spiteful. You want me to tell you I brought your father here for an expedition, do you? You want to blame me for his death? You never accepted that your father loved going on his treasure hunts, leaving you alone with me. I was always to blame for everything. What else is new? So yes, fine. I brought your father here to look for great dragon pearls. He took an expedition into the Tatooine desert, and he died.
How can you be sure of that? Father is an experienced...
Do you think I would look for you if I wasn't sure? They were attacked by a great dragon, and one of the guides fled the battle. He saw your father killed.
I see. So what do you want from me? Credits?
Oh, don't be insulting. I want you to use those senses of yours. I want you to find him. I want you to bring back his holocron.
Why? So you can sell it?
Is it too much to ask that I have something to remember your father by? Of course it is, isn't it? You could...
We're very busy on a mission from the Jedi Council. I doubt I'll have the time. Ask my companions if you doubt me. What remains would... Finding my father's remains would be an even more impossible task than finding his holocron. An ignoble end to a fine man. It doesn't seem to have anything to do with what she's asking. Are you actually sick, Mother?
What difference does it make to you? None, I'm sure. Just find your father's holocron, and you won't have to worry about me again either way.
That's the kind of response I would expect. Very well. We'll look for the holocron if we have time. I can't promise any more than that.
I believe your father was headed north towards the Sand People Enclave. I would check along that route, dear. Do please hurry.
Oh, good hunting. Yes?
I have to give you credit. You've led me on quite a chase, but nobody gets away from Calo Nord in the end. You got lucky on Terrace. The Sith attack saved you from a quick and gruesome death. But I promise you, the Sith won't be getting in my way this time. Sorry, I'm not in this for the credits. You're the only ones who've ever gotten away from me. I've got a rep to protect. Let's go, boys. It's showtime.
Sure.
I'm here.
Sure.
I do not think it is mere chance that we have found the star map here, in the lair of a Krayt dragon. The star map is an artifact of the dark side. The Krayt dragon may have been drawn here by its dark power, only to be enslaved by it. Come, we should leave this place. There's nothing else for us here.
Yikukumo no ba mulira jikun. Tonghit kun chonchi. Takom jus dach miki grabalmogo. Ronda di hotonga kun achuta.
Back already? Have you even looked for the...
I have the holocron, Mother. I'm just not sure I want to give it to you.
And why not? Would you deny me even that?
I've never denied you anything, Mother. You may think I don't remember what it was like before I left for the Order, but I do. You were the one who pushed Father to go on one treasure hunt after the other. You loved living in wealth. You think I don't remember the fights? You were eager to send me to the Jedi even though I didn't want to go. You took Father away from me. And now this holocron is all I have of him.
Fool girl. You have a strange way of remembering things. That wasn't...
No, I don't wish to argue with you anymore, Mother. It's time we parted ways now, for both our benefit. You don't know her. My mother is notoriously deceptive when she wants something. Why should she have the holocron?
Is it too difficult to believe that I am a dying woman who simply wishes to see her husband one last time?
I find it difficult to believe anything you say, Mother. You're right. It shames me, but I find it difficult to let go of the past. I'm sorry, Mother.
I was hard on you, dear. I wasn't a very good mother to you. I know that. Your father loved you so. He wanted you to be just like him. He wanted to take you on his hunts, but I said they were too dangerous. I always tried to keep him from the dangerous ones, but he would have none of it. It was a reckless life we led. Always moving. I didn't want that for you.
So that's why you gave me to the Order?
What do your father and I have to show for all those years of hunting? Nothing. That was no life for anyone. Especially not someone as gifted as you, your father. He spent all his last years trying to pay for my treatments. That's why he went for the pearls. I begged him not to, but...
Your treatments?
I'm dying, Bastila. I did not lie about that. It's been a long time in the coming, and there's really nothing that can be done anymore. I told your father to let me go, but you know how he was. Stubborn.
I'm so sorry, Mother. I don't know what to say.
Keep the holocron, Bastila. It would do me good to know you have it. This talking to you. This is what I really needed before
I know. Thank you. I'm glad we talked too.
Oh, you said you had important business, and you were never one to mince words. You there. You take care of my daughter, you hear me? That's good. I'll feel a lot better knowing there's someone to watch over.
Where are you going to go?
It doesn't matter, dear. Don't you worry about me.
Here, take these 500 credits. That's all I have. Go to Coruscant and find a doctor. I'll meet you there after what I have to do.
But I already told you there's nothing that can...
Please take it. I want to see you again, when we can talk.
All right, I will. You do what you have to, Bastila. You go make your father and I proud.
I'll try. Farewell, Mother. How can I help? Yes, that brought me a lot of peace. More than I thought it would have. Thank you for urging me toward it. After all my training, I would have thought it would have been easier. Apparently, I still have much to learn. How can I help? Why? I could not accomplish this on my own. I need the aid of others, especially one who is strong in the Force. The bond between us made you a natural choice. Besides, the events on Taris prove that the Force wanted to bring us together for this mission. And there is little left to chance when the Force is involved. Is that not enough for you? I admit, there were times that I wondered if this is more than just a mission to stop Malak. There were times when I wondered if this was also a way for the Council to test my own abilities. I wondered if the Council wanted to see how I would help and guide you on our quest. I wondered if they were testing me to see if I was ready to become a Jedi Master myself. And then I realized how foolish such thoughts were. As the Council explained, sending a Master in our group would only have drawn unwanted attention from the Sith. The fate of the galaxy is at stake. The Council would not risk it merely to test me. They calculated the risks, and in the end chose the only option available. You must learn to trust in the wisdom of the... Come on, come.
How may I be of assistance? I do not know how to help you with that. How may I be... What is it you would... How I came to be a Jedi? I am sure you would not find it very interesting. Are you sure you would like to hear? Well, it goes back a number of years. Back on my homeworld, we did not see Jedi very often, especially where I lived. It was not the homeworld of the Cathar that I lived on. My parents had long fled from that place, and perhaps that is a story for another time. Rather, it was a human hive world that I was raised on, the hind end of space. A pit of a world, to be sure, where Jedi rarely tread. But we had heard of them. Well, everyone had, so that is not to be unexpected. Champions of truth, defenders of justice, heroes of the Republic. It was very easy for a child to be enthralled by their image, their mystique. Maybe I was one of those children. Yes, I did. When I saw a Jedi for the first time, they lived up to everything my imagination had created them to be. I was awed, and maybe a little enamored. They were quite striking, especially the tales of their leader. From that moment on, I knew that I would have to try to become a Jedi. To lift myself out of the rut I had been living in for years, and to make a real difference as the Jedi wore. The foolish delusions of a child. But this child made it happen. As soon as I was able, I left my world and went in search of them. I found them and was accepted. I had been living my dream on Dantooine for several years before you came, although perhaps I was not entirely ready for it. Or not completely suited to the task. Otherwise, I would not have fallen. But thanks to you, I have been redeemed. Perhaps I may yet live to see that dream of mine come true. Come, there is much we should do. Let us not waste time talking. Action is what is needed.
vision. The Force is guiding us, helping us retrace the steps of Malak and his old master, leading us ever closer to the Star Forge. Kashyyyk is a lush but simple and undeveloped world. I would not have expected to find the alien technology of a star map here. The Wookiees of Kashyyyk make their home high among the Rosha branches. Only their bravest warriors dare to descend into the forbidding depths of the forest. If the star map is located far beneath us on the planet's surface, as our vision seems to suggest, it's unlikely the Wookiees even know of its existence. No doubt things will become more clear once we discover the star map's location.
Kukuno no ba mulira tikun. Tong jeda badwana ni dibobo. Tong na bungsha nununya. Runda di hotonga kun hankabi. Onakunbez ching palamule tungking ba nunotek. Tukning chatukune mulerta kumjus takmiki grabulmoko. Kachichu ita bondunga. Kachikun ita hodonga. Iking kuno ba mulerachi. Runda di hodonga kun honkabi. Onakunbez. Muchashak pakat. Kienono. Kachikun ita hodonga. Iking kuno ba. Runda di hodonga kun honkabi. Wanakun kachikun ita hodonga. Iking kuno ba mul. Kachikun ita hodonga. Iking kuno ba mulerat.
Tong haitwam jiji jum lumpa. Nita poe tikito. Dolpa da bonqualeo gandonan chuchu.
Runda di hodonga kun honkabi. Wanta kumjus takmiki grabulmoko. Kachichu ita bondunga. Achuta.
Hey there, what can I do for you? Don't worry. Well, I know Zalbar's from Kashyyyk, but sorry I can't be more help, you know? Okay.
Greetings to you. Something I can get for you?
Kindly direct your inquiries to me. Martin is merely an indebted employee. His opinions don't amount to much. So, new spaces have come to Wild Kashyyyk. Please, look well upon the way.
Just be sure to pay cash. The interest on his loans will drain you like a Diluvian fatworm on a hut's backside.
First off, huts are all backside. Secondly, I don't much like the comparison. No need to get personal. It's just business. Poor fellow. He's been waiting for his friends to return with my money for a standard month now. But you don't need to hear this. Enslave? I resent that.
I know, it's standard trading rules. I just want to know where my crew went. I was only gone for 2 days. This isn't like them.
Yes, very sad that they would abandon you, especially while you were doing me a favor and helping repair one of my freighters.
Something about this whole situation stinks worse than an overcrowded Ronto stable. What kind of friends would just abandon a crewmate?
You think you know someone and they turn out to be a cheat. Oh, not like you, mate. You honor your deals. A word is a bond in trade. It happens from time to time. Credits are scarce out here.
You'll get your money. My crew will be back.
Of course they will. Until then, however, I can make use of you as a mechanic. Oh, it isn't about the amount. After all, as a skilled mechanic, Matin is worth much more than what is owed, especially on this remote planet.
Oh, you flatter me, Eli. I guess we're best buddies now.
As I was saying, it's a matter of principle. I'm nothing if not honest in my dealings, and I demand the same. He'll be free to go when his friends turn up and the debt is paid. I honor my deals. Let no one say otherwise.
Thanks, but no thanks. No offense, but there's no point in exchanging debt to Eli with debt to you.
Besides, he is a hard worker. I'd prefer to keep him. Of course. Of course.
Mission, is that you? It's me, Lena, remember? I was dating your brother back on Terrace.
Lena? What are you doing here? Where's Griff?
I'm just passing through. Griff and I broke up a few months after we left Terrace together. Probably for the best. Your brother can be charming, Mission, but he's bad news.
Don't you start trashing my brother, you cantina rat. Take that back or I'll smack you so hard your head tails will pop off.
Mission, what's wrong with you? Why are you acting this way? You've got your facts a little backwards. Mission could have come with us if she wanted to. It was her choice to stay behind.
You liar! Griff told me that you didn't want his little sister tagging along. That's why he had to leave me behind.
Is that what the Hutt spawn told you? I wanted you to come with us, Mission. I even offered to pay for your ticket. Why not? I paid for everything else while I was with that freeloader. But he told me you didn't want to leave Terrace. I said we shouldn't even go then. But he said we'd come back and get you after we struck it rich on Tatooine. Just another one of his lies.
No, you're the one who's lying. Griff wouldn't... He wouldn't try to leave me behind.
Think about it. If Griff wasn't trying to ditch you, Mission, then why didn't he tell you where we were going? After we left Terrace, he told me looking after you was holding him back. Griff's always looking to blame other people for his own problems. That's why he abandoned you. He did the same thing to me, too. As soon as I ran out of money, he started blaming me for all of his problems. Like it's my fault his get-rich-quick schemes never work out. Still on Tatooine, as far as I know. Not that I really care anymore. And if Mission was smart, she'd forget about that no-good con artist.
But Griff is my brother. I just can't pretend he doesn't exist. If he was here to defend himself, Lena wouldn't be saying all this bad stuff about him.
Hey, if you want to talk to Griff, go ahead. Last I heard, he was going to make a fortune working the Zerka Corp mines on Tatooine. But as far as I'm concerned, he's out of my life forever.
Griff's better off without you anyway, you table-dancing, brother-stealing home wrecker.
I guess that's my cue to leave then. I didn't mean to upset you, Mission. But one day you'll see I'm right about your brother. I only hope it's not too late by then.
Hold here, Spacer. Zerka Corporation doesn't recommend traveling in Wild Adean. Katarn attacks are especially bad right now. Wookiee hunters usually keep numbers down, but I think they leave certain areas infested, just hoping a Zerka guard will get killed. I won't stop you, but you leave this area.
This isn't good. I can't afford this. You think I can? Do you know what they get for a healthy one of those things?
We'll work it out later. We've got company. What do you want, Spacer? I'm Patrol Captain Deno, and you're interrupting Zerka Corporation business. This Wookiee slave got a little rebellious. We had to put it down.
Careful now. That growl sounded pretty threatening. Keep your slave on its leash.
Just shut up, you trigger-happy idiot. Of course they don't. Why would you ask me that? You're doing some sort of snap inspection? You're trying to get me to admit to incompetence, aren't you? This Wookiee got out of hand and had to be put down. We'll find another easy enough. Well, it is a bit costly. Look, why are you asking this? Is that a joke? Who do you think you are? What are you trying to get away with here? You can't just walk up and start... I think this troublemaker needs an accident. In fact, I think this Wookiee attacked this fool and...
Captain, we have blasters. Don't Wookiees use those bowcaster things?
Would you just shut up and shoot? Yes?